1. Perseverance and spirit have done wonders in all ages. I have always considered marriage as the most interesting event of one's life, and the foundation of happiness or misery. Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth. I hope, someday or another, we shall become a storehouse and granary for the world. Lenience will operate with greater force, in some instances, than rigor. I hope I shall possess firmness and virtue enough to maintain what I consider the most enviable of all time. It is better to offer no excuse than a bad one. The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. Sasson George Washington quotes. Here is a collection of George Washington quotes that Who was George Washington? George Washington was the first President of the United States, 1789-97, the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War, and one of the Founding Fathers of the United States. When did George Washington live? George Washington was born on February 22, 1732, in Westmoreland County, Virginia, and died on December 14, 1799, in Mount Vernon, Virginia. Lenience will operate with greater force, in some instances, than rigor. It is therefore my first wish to have all of my conduct distinguished by it. My movements to the chair of government will be accompanied with feelings not unlike those of a culprit who is going to the place of his associate with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation. Happiness depends more upon the internal frame of a person's own mind, than on the externals in the world. It is impossible to account for the creation of the universe, without the agency of a supreme being. It is impossible to govern the universe without the aid of a supreme being. It is impossible to reason without arriving at a supreme being. Religion is as necessary to reason as reason is to religion. The one cannot exist without the other. A reasoning being would lose his reason, in attempting to account for the great phenomena of nature, had he not a supreme being to refer to. Let us therefore animate and encourage each other, and show the whole world that a freeman, contending for liberty on his own ground, is superior to any slavish mercenary on earth.